A very lovely afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on Nationwide today. My name is Ogochkuka Ona. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced significant leadership changes at several federal universities, including the University of Abuja, now known as Yakubu Gowon University. These changes are effective immediately. At Yakubu Gowon University, President Tinubu dissolved the entire governing council and relieved Professor Aisha Sani Meikudi of her duties as Vice-Chancellor. Senator Lanre Tejosho, currently Pro-Chancellor of the University of Agriculture, Makurdi, has been appointed Pro-Chancellor of the Yakubu Gowon University. He will be succeeded in Makurdi by Senator Joy Modi, now Pro-Chancellor of Alvan Ikoko University of Education. To succeed Meikudi, President Tinubu appointed Professor La Patricia Manko as acting Vice-Chancellor at the Yakubu Gowon University for a 6-month term. She will not be eligible to apply for the substantive Vice-Chancellor position when it becomes available. In addition, President Tinubu has removed Professor Polycarp Emeka Chibu from his position as acting Vice-Chancellor at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, before his tenure ends on February 14. Professor Ogwejofu Ujam has been appointed as his successor for 6 months and will not be eligible to apply for the permanent position. The leadership changes at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, extend to the role of Pro-Chancellor, with General Ike Nwachukwu reassigned to Pro-Chancellor at the University of Uyo. President Tinubu appointed Olubumi Kayode Ojo as the new Pro-Chancellor of UNN. Previously, Ojo held the same position at the Federal University of Lokoja and the Federal University of Oye Ekiti. Professor Zubeiru Tajo Abdullahi, currently the Pro-Chancellor of the University of Uyo, has been appointed to succeed Ojo at the Federal University of Lokoja. Senator Sani Stalls is the new Pro-Chancellor of Alvan Ikoko University of Education, succeeding Senator Joy Emodi. Senator Stalls is a council member at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Additionally, Olugbenga Koyi, a current council member at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, has been appointed the new Pro-Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka, Anambra State. All appointments and reassignment duties are effective immediately. President Tinubu emphasizes that these changes reflect his administration's commitment to revitalizing Nigeria's higher education system through dynamic leadership and accountability. A release by Bayo Nanuga, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, indicates that the restructuring aims to strengthen governance and academic excellence within Nigeria's tertiary education sector. Now, rather than see the violent practice of female genital mutilation as a problem that affects only women, the world must now wake up and see the problem for what it is, a human rights issue that affects all, eroding shared values and respect and dignity. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this in a message marking this year's International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, and harps on the need for more collective action to protect the rights and dignity of girls and women. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Despite several efforts to rein in the practice of female genital mutilation, the numbers, which currently stands at over 20 million cases in Nigeria, are yet to add up for the country. It is feared that more than 40 million girls may still be subjected to this hurtful practice by 2030 if necessary steps are not taken.
Fellow Nigerians,
in a message marking this year's celebration of the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu says ending FGM can only be achieved by building needed stakeholders coalition.
As we commemorate the 2025 International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, FGM, with the theme, Stepping Up the Pace, Strengthening Alliances and Building Movements to End FGM, we are reminded of our shared responsibility to protect the rights and dignity of girls and women. Although Nigeria has made significant strides towards eliminating FGM due to the collaborative efforts of the government, UNFPA, UNICEF Joint Program, civil society, traditional institutions, and community leaders, there is still much work to be done. We must recognize that every person, regardless of gender, deserves to live free from fear, discrimination, and violation.
She called on stakeholders to leverage on the theme for the celebration to achieve more for women and girls.
This year's theme calls for renewed commitment, stronger partnerships, and continued investment to end this harmful practice. Together, we will strengthen the movement against FGM by building alliances across sectors, empowering survivors, and ensuring that youth and women lead the charge.
Calling for unity of purpose, she describes the collective voice of Nigerians as the greatest strength for building a future where FGM no longer exists in the country. In the State House, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
NNPC Limited and joint venture partners, First Exploration, have successfully achieved 96% reduction in routine flaring of associated gas from the Onyala OML 83 and Madu OML 85 fields. A statement by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer and spokesman, NNPC Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, the company says the milestone was attained through the implementation of an associated gas reinjection, an initiative that ensures that gas, which would have otherwise been flared, is now safely stored, significantly mitigating environmental impact. Group Chief Executive Officer, NNPC Limited, Mele Kari, said it is an achievement which underscores NNPC Limited's commitment to leveraging resources responsibly and optimizing production to meet energy needs and sustainability goals. Nigeria is to partner with the German government to implement an innovative dual vocational training program, as well as ensure that legal labor migration becomes the order of the day. The partnership is expected to ensure a reduction in the unemployment rate in the country. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Globally, available white-collar jobs are not enough to engage the teeming young population, and Nigeria is no exception. The dual vocational program is designed to empower Nigerian youths with marketable skills and jobs for the market to achieve economic growth. For the president of IHK Gibson Freiburg Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Germany, Matthias Leder, and the managing partner, who is the former Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, the dual vocational training system is a potential game changer for Nigeria.
There are companies in lack of workers, and they would receive the dual vocational training, and they can be sure if they pass the exam, they will have plenty of job offers.
It's an innovative and time-tested model that integrates both theoretical knowledge and hands-on practical experience within factories in Germany.
We want this. We want it to work. We want the groups as fast, as unique as possible it can be. We are ready for this partnership. And we know that with these skills, if one Nigerian youth have at least 2 skills, we won't be where we are now.
Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Despite accounting for 40% of Nigeria's GDP, small and medium enterprises in the country continue to face significant challenges. But a new partnership between the federal government and Germany profiles solutions towards unlocking their potential. Neka Oko reports that the collaboration is expected to provide Nigerian businesses access to German expertise, technology, and markets.
And here, yes.
The partnership facilitated by the IHK Gießen-Freiburg Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Germany is to bridge the gap between Nigerian SMEs and their German counterparts. According to the president of the Gissen Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Matthias Lieder, the collaboration will focus on boosting economic cooperation between the two countries.
So we have to find a way, how can we be a strong Africa, a strong Europe, to react and to maybe even initiate own initiatives to counterbalance new trade barriers.
The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, who received the delegation, reaffirmed the federal government's commitment in this regard, saying the partnership aligns with the country's goal of inclusive economic growth, as the collaboration will provide Nigerian businesses with the necessary support to compete globally.
It's a timely idea, particularly given us in Nigeria. In the last 18 months, we have struggled hard to ensure that our economy is facing the right direction, and we have achieved success with that. But now we need hundreds of companies, not government. We need millions of small-scale enterprises that can prosper, that can have access to technology, credit, skill sets.
The IHK Gissen Framework has already launched several initiatives to support Nigerian SMEs, including the Dual Vocational Education Project, an initiative designed to integrate key aspects of Germany's dual training system into Nigeria's workforce development. In Abuja, Nneka Oku, NTA News.
Nasarawa state government says it is poised to addressing security challenges threatening mining investments in Udege area of the state. Aliyu Tijani reports that the state government has so far taken steps to end the lingering crisis in some of the mining communities through community dialogue.
The discovery of lithium in some communities in Nasarawa local government area and subsequent establishment of lithium processing plant came with excitement, with prospects of job opportunities and boosting revenue as well as rural economy. However, the gain in investment in solid minerals is threatened, with crisis among communities of Aki and Ambu over leadership tussle that have so far claimed lives and property. The state government steps in to resolve the crisis with series of engagements with stakeholders of Afro Nation, and the visit of Governor Sule to the communities further demonstrates the commitment of government to end the crisis.
Today I decided to visit all the three places, to speak with the people and calm them down. And that's exactly the whole essence of coming today. We have to find ways to support those whose houses were burnt, whose families were killed.
Traditional and community leaders commit to peace building as they assure the state government to restore peace to the communities to build investors' confidence. While in Udege, Governor Sule visits the lithium processing plant, assuring them of adequate security. Aliyu Tijani, NTA News.
And from Nasarawa, we head to Kaduna, where in response to the ongoing power outage triggered by industrial action by the labor unions of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, the state government has engaged the management and representatives of the unions to resolve the matter. Mohammed Umar Ajengi reports.
In response to the ongoing power outage triggered by the industrial action by the labor unions of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, KEDCO, the Kaduna state government has taken swift action to address the crisis. The state government, under the leadership of the deputy governor, engaged the management of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company as well as representatives of the National Union of Electricity Employees.
That we waked up on the broad night of Saturday last week, only to hear that 900 and something numbers of our staff has been disengaged, and over the pages of WhatsApp, asking them to come and collect their letters that their service is no longer required.
If you are referring to 900, fine. If you are referring to 450, you're still talking about 450 families being affected. We are not saying they should do what is not there, but at least let's put a humanity face to it.
We came to an agreement on certain things that will be done so that we can make progress, sustain Kaitku. We have appealed to the employees to kindly restore power so that we can minimize the impact on health, we can minimize the impact on security, social services, education.
The power outage has caused widespread disruption across Kaduna State, affecting homes, businesses, and essential services. In Kaduna, I'm Muhammad Murajingi, NTA News.
I can only imagine the situation there. Businesses will be suffering. All right, for more update on this, let's join Mohammed Umarajengi live now to tell us more on this. And Mohammed, if you can hear me, tell us what the matter is and the resolution through that meeting.
Well, like you said, this has led to a very big issue now at the moment in Kaduna State because the industrial action embarked upon by the staff of KEDCO 3 days ago has thrown Kaduna into a darkness, affecting livelihood, because as we speak at the moment, some people are on the sickbed needing this source of energy, electricity, and this is all as a result of the sacking of about 950 staff of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, even though the management are insisting that they only sack 450. But the leadership of the union is saying they sack about 950 of their staff. Whatever the number is anyway, this situation has plunged the people of Kaduna State into a very big hardship, with the residents left at the mercy of alternative sources of energy like solar, and this is for only those who have it or who can even afford it. Like where I'm standing here, typically at night, you cannot stand here because the darkness is also a security threat. You cannot stand here. Only for streets that have the privilege of having the solar street light, that you can see some little lights at the night. And this is not only affecting Kaduna State. The Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company is also in charge of Sokoto, Zamfara, and as well as Kebbi State. And as we speak, these states I've mentioned are also in darkness. However, the Kaduna State government a few moments ago, through the leadership of the Deputy Governor, have brought the aggrieved parties on a dialogue table. The management of KEDCO as well as the staff union leaders of this various electricity distribution company to resolve the matter. Even though the matter is yet to be resolved, but they came out of the meeting with full hopes and optimism that they are going to talk to their leadership at the national level, and hopefully this matter will be resolved and power will be restored in Kaduna and other states. You know how critical electricity is to the livelihood of people. It has disrupted a number of businesses in Kaduna State. We hope any moment from now, any time soon, in no distant time, this power will be restored.
We are in prayers too over here, because you equally mentioned the healthcare systems, those who are in the hospital needing an energy for one form of treatment or the other. That's very worrisome. Thank you so much, Mohammed Umarajengi, for that update. All right, from Kaduna, we will now be going to Lagos for more reports. And Adiola is there. Hello, Adiola. A very good evening to you.
The Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A has intercepted a 40-foot container loaded with 4,410 pieces of dried donkey skin with a street value of about 4.2 billion naira. Speaking on activities of the zone between December 25, 2024 and 4th of February 2025, FOU Zone A Controller Kola Oladeji disclosed that the smuggled donkey skins were seized in line with Nigeria's ban on trading in endangered species. Hinkino John Adams tells us more.
massive quantity of donkey skins intercepted by the Federal Operations Unit Zone A shows that over 4,000 donkeys were slaughtered illegally, which violates the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. FOU Zone A controller has vowed to unmask those behind the illicit trade.
I want to commend the officer in charge of the export team for exhibiting a high level of diligence and integrity by rejecting every attempt made by faceless individuals to compromise the process.
The controller revealed that 6 suspects were arrested in connection with various prohibited goods and cannabis sativa. In addition, 21 units of exotic cars valued at about 561.3 million naira were recovered from suspected smugglers in the southwest. Other seizures include foreign parboiled rice, petrol, second-hand clothes, and frozen poultry products.
I therefore use this opportunity to advise and also warn unscrupulous and non-patriotic individuals to have a change of hearts.
The controller, Kola Oladeji, also said through regular documentation check and profiling of suspected irregular import documents, FOU Zone A generated a revenue of about 60.9 million naira within the period under review. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
To prevent recurring cases of building collapse and its attendant negative impact on lives and property, Lagos residents have been advised to be safety conscious and to report any distressed buildings in their communities to appropriate authorities. This follows fatalities that have been recorded from cases of building collapse in the state. Diana Ajali has more on this.
Lagos State Building Control Agency data shows that between 2020 and 2022, over 84 people died due to building collapses in Lagos, averaging around 9 collapses per year, which translates to roughly 1 incident every 2 months. Lagos State has continued to experience series of building collapse across the different local government areas of the state. Some horrific examples include the 2021 disaster, where a high-rise 21-story building under construction collapsed on Gerard Road in Ikoyi, resulting in more than 48 fatalities. In year 2025, the count is still on, with a case in Lekki Aja axis of the metropolis, killing a 15-year-old boy and a male adult. As alarming as the figures are, more tragic incidents may still spring. What are the possible solutions or measures to avert the reoccurrence of building collapse?
Before a structure will be carried out, the owner of the structure giving that contract, checkmate the engineer, the material they bought for the structure and everything. All this is very important.
Hiring qualified people for this job, using good products. Stop managing things. The habit of managing leads to destruction.
Government should actually pick out some force like individuals that will stand as, okay, they would come and see this building. Once you want to start a building construction, this set of bodies will come and investigate.
Respondents insist that adherence to standard procedures, enforcement by relevant agencies, and the use of good quality building materials are key to reducing the menace of building collapse in Lagos and Nigeria. Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Enugu after this break.
Welcome to Enugu Network Center. A bill to address multiple taxation and streamline tax collection in Enugu State has been signed into law by Governor Peter Mbah. The bill, tagged Enugu State Internal Revenue Service Establishment and Consolidation of Revenue Administration Law, is also signed to empower the State Revenue Collection Agency and make it autonomous. Chika Ugu reports.
owners of businesses have had to contend with multiple taxations, especially those in the organized private sector. To address this abnormality, the state government, working with relevant stakeholders, came up with the Enugu State Internal Revenue Service Law. Governor Peter Mba said the law creates a one-stop shop for tax collection and administration, which will put an end to multiple taxation.
It also means that they can now set targets and try to, of course, meet those targets. That's the same way we run business. So we are increasingly making the revenue service a professional body.
Apart from making the state revenue collection autonomous, Governor Mba stressed that the law will also consolidate the revenue of the state and local governments, ensuring that each tier of government gets what is due to it. Speaker Enugu State House of Assembly is confident that the new law will block all loopholes in revenue collection and grow the state's economy.
It's going to be a turning point in the collection administration of revenue in Enugu State. One is going to improve the ease of doing business.
The governor also debunked speculations of an increase in taxation in the state, stating that the state government was committed to creating a conducive business environment. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Based on the provisions of the Electricity Act 2023, Enugu State took the lead in obtaining authority from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to commence the development of a sub-national electricity market to meet the power needs of the state and environs. Susan Eze has a progress report on the establishment of State Electricity Regulatory Commission.
With a power need of over 500 megawatts of electricity, Enugu currently receives about 70 megawatts from the national grid, which stakeholders say is grossly inadequate. Barely 3 months in operation, the Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission has issued licenses to some independent power companies. Another company with a capacity to generate 10 megawatts with other interests still being processed.
Now, the interim license that we have issued them is valid for a period of 6 months so that they could put their acts together, assess what their operations would be, determine what their capacity and business plan of growing the electricity business in Enugu would also be, and how much it will cost them before applying to us for a tariff.
With over 125 communities in the state still underserved or unserved with power, the target of the state power policy, according to the chairman of EERC, is to reach 700 megawatts by 2030. The process, which will happen in phases, is streamlined across the value chain as well as the tariff and metering processes.
We would like to solve the metering problem in the shortest possible time and have opened the market for potential metering agencies or companies as long as the meters have been certified and you can guarantee its durability.
While modalities are being set up and activities gather momentum for the takeoff of an independent power sector, the state is still under the national grid and tariff.
In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
And that's a package from Enugu Network Center. Let's now take you back to Abuja for continuity.
Thank you, Comfort. 100 days after local government chairmen were sworn into office in Akwa Ibom State, residents are divided in their assessment of performances of these chairmen, calling on the federal government to fast-track processes of granting full financial autonomy to the third tier of government. Clement Barikui reports from the local government areas where he interacted with the people.
On October 7, 2024, local government council chairmen in Akwa Ibom State took oath of office after widely adjudged successful local government elections. The task before them then was to fast-track grassroots development, being the closest government to the people. And for Governor Umoino, The chairmen are justifying the confidence of the people.
There's no local government in this state that we do not have the impact of the local government chairman working. And that's why we continue to support their autonomy and continue to encourage them to use the funds wisely.
100 days after these chairmen were sworn into office, NTA News visited some communities in Ibionibom, Itu, and Etina local government areas, and the people's assessment of their chairmen were diverse.
We have not seen this before. Development everywhere.
We don't have water. I don't even talk about the roads, good roads.
As the people look forward to the remaining years in the life of the present local government administration in the state, their only wish is that these chairmen will bring the much-needed dividends of democracy to the grassroots. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
We are not done with Clement as we join him now live for more on this. Hello, Clement.
Okay, thank you so much. The general rating of the local government chairman in Akwa Ibom State for me is on the positive side. Because the people have seen what they've been able to do within the past 100 days in office. So these chairmen have taken it upon themselves, to execute some key projects that are dear to the people. And so we've gone to at least some of the local government areas. We've seen what they've done. We've seen new projects springing up across the state, and even the governor is happy with them. At several occasions, the governor has commended the performances of the local government chairman and hope that they will improve on what they are already doing. On the expectations of the people in the remaining years of the local government chairman, the people expect rural electrification. Many of the communities are yet to be connected to the national grid. So the rural dwellers expect that these chairmen should make effort to connect them to the national grid. Another area of concern for the people is access road, good access road. Many communities in Akwa Ibom State are agrarian, and so they find it difficult to carry their goods, the farm produce from their farms to the market. They are also looking at the issue of water supply. Most of the communities do not have access to clean water to drink. And so these rural dwellers are also praying that in the years ahead, these local government chairmen, even as they celebrated their 100 days in office, they should focus attention on providing them with portable drinking water.
Thank you, Clement, for that residents' appraisal on the performance of the local government chairman 100 days after. Now, Plateau government says the idea of a new master plan is to beautify the city and ensure infrastructure development for healthy living. Priscilla Grubnan also reports that a conference of stakeholders on the master plan held earlier.
Road construction and maintenance play a significant role in the socio-economic development of the society. Plateau government, in collaboration with stakeholders, is working on a new master plan for the state in an effort to beautify the city center and improve infrastructure. This development prompted the administration to construct and rehabilitate some network of roads. Roads completed include Utonkong Road through the National Library towards Abattoir, Nunku Abattoir Road, Utan area, and Tudunwada Kabong Satellite Market, among others.
I've resumed work on those sites as I speak, because His Excellency has said all abundant projects so that we can add value to the people residing in those areas, because there is no accessibility, and you can see how congested the area is.
As work progresses, some road expansion required demolition of structures encroaching on road corridors, as due process is being followed for fair compensation.
I've been living here for almost 10 years. We have been praying about it, and thank God for this wonderful governor that give us this opportunity of this road.
And as the development is coming, you can see some buildings and things are being arranged. So after everything is done, it's going to look very neat.
In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
And NTA is standing by, also in Jos, to bring us up to speed with the major steps taken by government towards achieving the new Jos Master Plan. So what are some of these resolutions of stakeholders at the just concluded conference for the implementation of the new Jos Master Plan?
Thank you, Ogochukwu. The stakeholders at the conference for the preparation and implementation of the new Greater Jos Master Plan are advocating the creation of physical planning unit in each ministry, department, and agency of the state government for proper interpretation to achieve better results. At the conference, they also called for involvement of relevant stakeholders from inception of the design of the Greater Jos Master Plan to the implementation stage. They are also urging the government to ensure the deployment of technologies that will lead to achieving the dream of the Greater Master Plan, just as the issue of street naming and house numbering should be given due consideration. At the conference also, the stakeholders advocated the need to gazette the Plateau State Physical Planning Standards that will serve as a tool to help town planners in development control. Those are some of the resolutions at the conference.
All right, we look forward to implementation. Thank you so much, Ndeyang, for that update. Yes. Okay, we'll now be joining Charles Abba in Makurdi for the next set of reports.
Thank you very much, Ogochukwu, for joining us in Makurdi. The earlier administration is demonstrating its commitment for the implementation of the natural gas expansion project to ensure access to alternative source of energy and boosting the economy. Governor Hassan earlier emphasized this when he received the chairman of the program, Professor Muhammad Ibrahim, at the Government House, Makurdi. Elias Itiab reports.
Recall that the state government had inaugurated a committee for the implementation of the natural gas expansion program to liaise with the National Committee in harnessing resources for economic industrialization.
We are very eager as a committee, and the governor has transformed our committee now into an implementation committee.
National Chairman, Natural Gas Expansion Program, Professor Muhammad Ibrahim, while presenting the report to the governor, explained that their findings are based on the field assessment carried out, which shows availability of coal as a mineral resource for the production of the natural gas. Professor Ibrahim further noted that the committee also took cognizance of production of auto gas utilization, exploring the possibility of liquefied natural gas, clinical environmental assessment, and power generation.
Benue is going to pioneer in the country the production of gas, not from the conventional hydrocarbon, but from the non-conventional coal, just so that the nation will have an alternative to gas availability.
Governor Hyacinth earlier, who thanked the committee for their diligence in coming up with the report, said the project is of immense benefit in aspects such as economic diversification, employment generation, energy security, and investment opportunities. The governor added that the state government has reached an agreement with the Kawatokula Polytechnic Makurdi for the training of people who will be involved in driving the process in the state.
You are the very actors to help us, comb through the nitty-gritties of all this transaction. Again, you've heard me say I want the full implementation of it.
Governor Alia also received a proposal from an investor bidding for the implementation of the gas expansion program in the state. In Makurdi, Elias Etiaf, NTA News.
Away from the matters of energy, the Benue State government has inaugurated the chairman and members of the Benue State House of Assembly Commission, as well as the chairman of the Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board. Governor Hassan Talia, who performed the inauguration ceremony, urged them to be fair and just in the discharge of their responsibilities. Elias Itiav is still on the line.
The Assembly Service Commission is saddled with the responsibility of overseeing and management of the State House of Assembly, and the Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board, on the other hand, is charged with the statutory mandate of managing and coordinating Hajj operations in the state. While describing the twin event as critical in strengthening the state legislative arm and the State Pilgrims Welfare Board, the governor, represented by the Deputy Governor Sam Ode, said their appointment is not just a recognition of hard work and antecedents, but another opportunity to justify the confidence reposed in them.
If we find any one of you derailing from the focus, the mission, and the vision of this administration, I will not hesitate to place sanctions on you. You must therefore sacrifice your time and the intellect that you possess towards building a virile Benue state.
Chairman of the Benue State House of Assembly Service Commission, Gohomba Gaibe, and that of the State Muslims Pilgrims Welfare Board, Abubakar Adamu, promised to be dedicated to their duties.
I don't have anything to say, but thank you. But I will discharge my duty based on my duty.
I want to give you the total assurance that we will support the state in any form.
Their tenures take immediate effect. In Makudi, Elias Itiav, NTA News.
That report runs off our contribution from Makudi. Ogochukuka is back to you.
Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Charles, for that contribution. We now take a break. And for what's trending on from our Port Harcourt zone, Diba Barry will now tell us.
Staff General Christopher Musa says, with active support and involvement of critical stakeholders in the oil and gas sector, oil production can be scaled up to 2.5 million barrels per day. This was at a meeting with oil and gas stakeholders held at 6th Division Nigerian Army, Port Harcourt. The report. The meeting, convened to reassess oil activities in the Niger Delta region, brought stakeholders in the sector to discuss and come up with realistic strategies. General Musa emphasized the importance of the oil and gas sector to the economy, hence the need to adopt a non-kinetic approach.
And we've realized that, yes, we need to do more. There has been a remarkable improvement, but not what as we wish. The President has given us a mandate to ensure that we hit 2.5 million barrels per day. Now that is our target. So working together, we have seen that we need to do more for all organizations, the security agencies, the private companies, the IOCs, and the local companies, that we need to work together, and we have all committed ourselves to doing that. We're going to have so much synergy.
He also noted that efforts must be made to reduce economic sabotage and protect critical oil facilities to improve oil production.
But we want to assure Nigerians that we are targeting 2.5 to ensure, and we know we can do that, But again, we can't do it alone. We need Nigerians to cooperate, especially the communities around those areas. They must understand that vandalizing pipelines and all in whatever form is not the best, and it will not do us any well. So we must all put hands together to ensure that we succeed.
Representatives of federal and state government, security agencies and others were in attendance. Renewable energy sources and sustainable practices has been on the front burner with countries around the world raising awareness on the inherent benefits of clean energy. Chidebe Roya in this report takes a look at how nations can not only meet their energy needs, but also how they can contribute to global efforts to combat climate change.
Clean energy plays a key role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and helping communities achieve affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. However, the world is not on track to achieve the number 7 agenda of the Sustainable Development Goals, with millions of people still living in the dark and lacking access to reliable power sources. In Nigeria, over 60% of our population are still in the practice of using fossil fuel as a source of energy generation.
The world is trying to move away from the old ways of doing things, which has endangered our lives, which people are dying. Of course, today,
was it last year or year before? We had about heat waves killing thousands of people.
Gas flaring. Most countries are reducing gas flaring. I mean, some have even attempted to stop it entirely. But unfortunately, in the Niger Delta, the gas flaring is still there. So even if you have all the hospitals, the best hospitals in the Niger Delta, and yet you still have the causative factor, gas flaring is everywhere. So it means that there will be no end in sight.
An urgent transition from dirty fossil fuel to cleaner energy sources such as solar, wind, ocean, hydropower, and biomass is essential to mitigate the hazards of climate change. Experts reiterate that clean energy is the backbone of economic development, and its access is critical to unlocking the potential for industrialization, innovation, and improved livelihoods. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onya, NTA News.
And that's our offering from Port Harcourt. Is back to Ogochukwuka.
Thank you, Debabari. Now, the campaign against road traffic crashes in the country has now been taken to motor parks nationwide by the Federal Road Safety Corps alongside the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, to rid the parks of sales of drugs and illicit substances with emphasis of the Don't Drink and Drive agenda. Oyeyemi Ajayi was at the Jabi Park and filed in this report.
It might seem like a regular discussion at the park, but moving closer, one could deduce enough that the motive is to positively impact and reorientate these drivers and motorists. A rare visit by the FRSC Corps Marshal to the Jabi Park with a major message against road traffic crashes in the country.
Collaborated together to be here and meet with the members of this garage to be able to partner with them to make sure that we sensitize them, we talk to them about the illicit, the danger, the devastating consequences of using drug while driving.
This is quite a multi-sectoral sensitization that also includes the NDLEA and NESDRA. Now, the essence here also states the responsibility put before them, talking about the ensuring a safe and cleaner environment.
The cleanliness of the park is of utmost importance. Touring the park to intimate them on these facts and the well-being of the drivers.
We have noticed over time that the motor parks are housing very dangerous substances as drinks, which are not good for consumption, particularly by persons who are about to take control of vehicles.
Issue of use of drugs, particularly by drivers, is worrisome, and this attitude affects their health as individuals.
We need to work together, leverage on our strengths as institutions, and make the work a little easier.
As the visitors drive out of the premises, the message is expected to not just remain with these drivers, but carry out their daily activities with safety consciousness to achieve a safe motoring public. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Borno State government has procured trucks, excavators and other heavy-duty equipment in an effort to rebuild the state after the September 2024 flood and the activities of the insurgents that caused a devastating effect in the state. Umar Jambarima reports.
The newly purchased heavy equipment are meant for rehabilitation and reconstruction of damage caused by the September 2024 flood and other developmental projects, as well as laying a solid foundation for future growth of the state. This is in addition to the aggressive approach by the Borno State government in rehabilitation of roads damaged by the flood within Maiduguri metropolis. The State Commissioner for Works and Housing, Mustafa Gubio, says the machines will play a key role in restoring infrastructure and ensuring the essential services resume in the flood-affected areas.
Excellency is committed to see that all the roads in the state are being reconstructed, new ones are constructed for the betterment of the people of the state.
The Commissioner reaffirms government's commitment to restoring the state infrastructure and ensuring the facilities provided meet the test of time in terms of standard in Maiduguri. Umar Chimbarima, NTA News.
And our report wraps it up tonight, this afternoon on Nationwide. Thank you so much for watching.